right, welcome back, everybody. I want to ask if you could please take your seats again so we could move on to the highlights of our program. Highlights, I should say. There's a lot of them tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed dinner. Thank you very much. Once again, please find your seats so we can keep the program moving. I'd also like to welcome everybody who is joining us at home virtually. I mean, it's amazing what we've been able to do. By we, I say all the audiovisual folks out there have been able to do with technology over the last 2 years to keep these events going, and in many ways open them up to so many new audiences that weren't able to join before. For the first time, we're excited to be live streaming the Building Minds Scholarship Fund celebration online for those of us who are unable to join us here downtown tonight. In addition, tonight's program will also be available online after the fact, which will be sent electronically to everybody who's here this evening, so you can go back and relive some of these highlights and some of these, the amazing remarks that we're going to hear from students in a little bit. I hope everybody in attendance tonight will share tonight's program as well, so we can continue to spread the word with friends, family, colleagues about the amazing work that the Catholic Schools Foundation and the Building Minds Scholarship Fund is able to do to as many people as possible. Tonight, you'll hear the stories and meet some amazing scholars who have received aid from the Building Minds Scholarship Fund, each one at a different point in their life's journey, and each one on a better path now because of your support. Don't forget, you can show your support for the students you meet tonight, the students you met out in the lobby or the hallway, or you hear from up here on stage tonight, at any point throughout this program, and the thousands more across greater Boston and New England supported from this incredible program each year by making a gift using the instruction that's on the screens on either side of me, or on your screen at home, or it's on your table here if you're in the room. Since 2001, the Carolyn and Peter Lynch Award has been awarded to those who've greatly influenced the success of CSF, the Building Minds Scholarship Fund, and Catholic education throughout the greater Boston area. From the inaugural honorees, Carolyn and Peter Lynch themselves, to last year's honoring of the teachers of CSF-supported schools for their truly awe-inspiring and incredible work during the COVID-19 pandemic, each honoree has truly changed the lives of the thousands of children who fill these schools' hallways every day. This year's honoree is certainly no exception. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce legendary investor and chair of the Building Minds Scholarship Fund, Peter Lynch, as he honors tonight's Carolyn and Peter Lynch Award recipient, Sister Janet Eisner, the president of Emmanuel College.
Wow, what a group. I'm so excited to be here again in person with our favorite cause in the country. And again, Mike Reardon mentioned to think about what Channel 5 has done, WCBB. It was Jim Coppersmith's idea of having this. They had one in New York, we had one here. Then it was Paul the Camera, Bill Fine, Kyle Grimes, and we started with Natalie Jacobson and Chet Curtis. Mary Richardson, and Ben, you've been here, fantastic. 6 years, Channel 5, what a supporter, you know. And the Hearst Foundation gave us a rather large gift, too, so I thank the Hearst Foundation for making a big gift to our endowment. I also want to thank Putnam Investments for this video you're going to see and for their support for the last 30 years. Great company, and Bob Reynolds is shared at dinner. But what a job. Chris Ramondi's here. Here is Chris. This was a very hard year. There's an assumption out there that things have got better. We lost 20 million jobs. We've added 16 back. But most people, 63% of people own a house. The house went up last year, went up the year before. Their stocks went up. That's not people, our customers don't own a house, they don't own stocks. They're paying $50 a month to come to our school. And guess what? Their jobs at office buildings where they work, that's down. Restaurants are down. You know, retail's down. So Chris had the hardest deal. People think we've made it. It's easy now. They were so generous last year. Chris, you topped them all. Incredible. I want to thank the people on Zoom as well, but what Chris achieved. I also want to thank 3 people that work with me every year to cajole and push and drive. Robert Saoud, Shirley Lepori, and Deb Eagle. Will we stand up there? I also have to thank my daughters. And, you know, I love them all equally, but right now I'm loving Annie more. Annie cut off her vacation with the 2 kids and her husband. They're a little wondering why they didn't spend the whole week. And she flew this morning from Los Angeles via Mexico to be here. Annie, fantastic. The support I've had from my wife Carolyn and my daughters for this cause, it's been unbelievable, just unbelievable. So we've supported lots of organizations, dozens, Katie Everett would know number, or Nina. I've never seen anything like this. Nothing compares to this. As Emma was talking about, we've done over the last 200 years. What we're doing today, 50 million children are in public school in America. 25 live in the equivalent of a Wellesley, or Marblehead, or Weston, and 25 live in Mattapan, or live in Dorchester, they live in Lynn, live in Lawrence, live in Lowell, or North Philadelphia, South Chicago, Oakland, Baltimore. Everywhere, our schools are doing it. Our kids enjoy coming to school. They're upset when the summer comes. Imagine that. Anybody in the room remember that? We were so excited. It was a week to go. It's a countdown. They come to school every day. They come to school sick. They don't miss a day. I'm talking pre-COVID. They come to school sick. And our teacher's amazing. It's such a great story. We have no entrance exams. We take all children, everybody. There's one requirement. You have to have a check. We're not free. It's a bargain deal for people making 65% of our recipients come from single-parent families, 65% are of color, 40% are non-Catholic. These are families, they speak 42 languages. These are people that really appreciate what they have. And thanks to you, we're able to help 4,000 children with a part scholarship. We'd rather give somebody, the tuition's $4,800, rather give them $1,600. Tuition's $9, rather give them $3. So we'd rather help 3 children with a 1/3 scholarship. It's so effective. We tell the parents in May, your child has a scholarship for September. They celebrate. And it goes to the poorest of the poor. It's all on your finances. We could help 10,000 kids. We could help 15,000 kids. We're helping 4. So I'd really like you to think about being here next year, the year after, and call Mike Reardon and give us some prospects. We need to find some more people. This story is so good. Nothing compares to this. We have a dropout rate of less than 2 with the same kids. It's staggering. We do so great. Our kids, our 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds in 2nd grade are in the top quartile in the Commonwealth. What an education. But we need some money, so you got the numbers. Please give more. Now I want to talk about our amazing honoree this year. Incredible leader. I don't know if you know how outstanding the Sisters of Notre Dame are. And Carolyn went to spend a couple of weeks with them in France. They've been doing this since the 17th century. Sisters of Notre Dame are teaching in 5 continents, in 15 countries. And 200 years ago, they didn't go by airplane with flu shots. They went by boat, and then they walked or hiked or took a railroad, and they never came back. They went to those places and stayed. The Sister Notre Dame, staggering group, and I'm really proud to have Sister Janet Eisler. Mike mentioned earlier, I think Ben did too, 43 years running the school. It was basically a commuter school, all females. 20 years ago, went co-ed very successfully. And she's added science buildings, one of the nicest science buildings in all the greater Boston, residences, student activities, and it's a really hot school. And I think the average college president lasts 8 or 9 years. It's a terrible job. You have to deal with faculty, with trustees, with donors, the government, the Commonwealth. That's why people are out there. They have to rest for 4 years after they stop. Not Sister Janet. Yeah, 43 years. What a incredible record. But it's also, she's a very curious person, very serious. And I think she started at age 11. I don't know how she started. You know, they had a school at 11. She must have. But what they've accomplished, their curriculum, what they've achieved, and what she's done. It's interesting. At the head of the order of Sisters of Notre Dame, they changed the head every 3 years with 5 new people to run it. 2 of the people of these 5 went to Emmanuel under Sister Janet. They're heading this. They're now going to be the people to make sure Sisters of Notre Dame are going to be spectacular in these 15 countries. What a group. And why it's important to us, Emmanuel has educated thousands and thousands of our students. Students come out of our school, go to Emmanuel, they thrive in Emmanuel, and they do well in life. And it's been a great school. And she's had all these special programs to help in the inner city. I think the partnership with Mission Elementary School in Roxbury Cathedral in South End. And also a great bonus, I know Sister Karen Okinson's here today. She's part of our member, very effective person on our Catholic Schools Council. She's a winner too. So it's a great pleasure. I could go on. There's no more talented president in the United States of a school. And she went to Emmanuel herself, master's degree at Boston College, PhD at the University of Michigan, a real scholar. Sister, come on up here. Where's the award tonight?
Thank you, Peter, for those most kind introduction, and my gratitude to the Catholic Schools Foundation for this wonderful honor. It has been a joy to participate in these gatherings since their inception and to be part of the amazing growth of Catholic education in this archdiocese. This past January, as I renewed the vows that I first made many years ago, I felt again that deeply rooted trust in the goodness of God. And this faith-filled outlook was at the core of St. Julie Billiard's spirituality, and over 2 centuries later, it remains a fundamental characteristic of the global congregation she founded, the Sisters of Notre Dame de Namur. My own embrace of that mission has made all the difference, beginning with my time teaching many years ago and high school students at St. Mary's Cambridge and St. Mary's in Lawrence. A few years later, when I was inaugurated as president of Emmanuel, I did not know where that path would lead. In those early days, as in so many that would follow, I was being invited to deepen my confidence in God's goodness. Today, when I look around our campus, and particularly when I meet with our current students and alumni, as I have tonight, and hear about their impact in so many walks of life, I am amazed at God's amazing faithfulness. So my great hope for our Catholic schools is that they may continue to take to heart the importance of trust and to make it the foundation of creative and bold action in support of their mission. Going further with faith is vital not only for the students in our charge, but also for a society that more than ever needs leaders of conscience, of compassion, and of commitment. So thank you again, and may Emmanuel, our God with us, remain with us always. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Sister Janet, for the well-deserved honor and for your upcoming well-deserved retirement. Thank you for going above and beyond for the children supported by the Building Minds Scholarship Fund and the thousands who have attended Emmanuel College over your incredible tenure there and gone on to make their impact on Catholic education in this community and others over the past nearly half century. One more round of applause for Sister Janet. Each year, a dedicated group of young professionals rally together to raise funds and awareness for the work done by the Catholic Schools Foundation. I'm now pleased to introduce this year's Young Leader Event Committee Chair, a graduate of Boston College and Vice President for Investor Services and Markets at Brown Brothers Harriman. Please welcome Rob Ankner.
Thanks for the introduction. I'm Rob Ankner, and I'm honored to be with you this evening representing the Young Leader Event Committee. I work for Brown Brothers Harriman, as mentioned, and was first introduced to the Catholic Schools Foundation over 10 years ago after graduating from Boston College. I'm quite sure there are a few Eagles in the room tonight, so go Eagles! My mom was BC class of 76, so I knew I'd get at least one cheer for that. This year, I've had the pleasure of working with 26 young professionals, which make up the Young Leader Committee for CSF, many of whom are with us tonight. If I could please ask the Young Leader Committee to stand up, and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, and feel free to sit. I promised I wouldn't make you stand for my whole speech. One of our goals was to raise awareness with the next generation of leaders in Boston, and I'm pleased to say that over half of the Young Leader Committee is brand new to CSF. And I'm proud to report that the Young Leader Committee has raised over $100,000 towards CSF and our scholars. The highlight for me this year was the opportunity to visit two partner schools, Mission Grammar and East Boston Central Catholic. Our group had a great day on the playground with the kids, playing basketball, and even a game of freeze tag, which I'm pretty sure I lost and came away extremely winded from. I can say firsthand our scholars are a very special group of kids, and after learning more about CSF tonight, it is my hope that many of the young professionals in this audience will join the cause next year. Before I wrap up, I was instructed to inform you to scan the QR codes located at your table, which will connect you to CSF on social media. I know I'll be scanning the QR code when I get back to the table, and along with the rest of the Young Leader Committee, we'll be looking for the cocktail menu. I was thinking table 6 was one of the Young Leader Committee's already found it. With that, I'd like to introduce you to a few of our CSF scholars who would like to share their story tonight. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate you being here.
my name is Natalia Adriana Villafrench, and I am in 4th grade. I like coming to school because it's usually going to be a fun day for us. What I like best about this school is the community. I have a lot of friends in the class. Some of them are actually my heritage as well. I'm Haitian, Jamaican, and American. I do have a lot of friends here. Because of how religionist the school is, it just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I feel like I am a part of the community as well now. I feel safe and supported. My favorite subject is math. I like to do multiplication and division. To me, I feel like I'm doing good in school. My favorite teacher right now is Mrs. Mitchell. She's very nice and kind to everyone. She is very energetic.
My name is Mrs. Mitchell. I am the 4th grade teacher at St. Teresa's of the Child Jesus School in Somerville. Natalia is a great leader. She is always the first one to help someone out and be able to, lead the other students into the subjects that she needs to have done, and she's always there for everybody who needs her. She has great study habits. She has great work habits. She's very neat. She's very precise. She works to the best of her ability. She strives for the highest mark in the class. She'll be a fine student in middle school because she is the leader and she has the ability to strive with her difficult subjects. She just doesn't give up. The classes, it's true, it is small. We get to know each and every individual for their strengths and their weaknesses. I really appreciate the diversity of how children come in with different ways of thinking and different backgrounds, and it makes it for a very interesting environment. We're here all for each other.
When I grow up, I'd like to study engineering.
She would be an excellent student for engineering because she's very good in math. She takes her subjects very seriously and she does it to the best of her ability. My wish for her in her future is she becomes whatever she wants to be because she knows that she can do it. She's awesome.
Hello, my name is Natalia Villafrench. I am in 4th grade and attend St. Teresa School. When I started to attend St. Teresa, it was a whole new opportunity that opened up for me. St. Teresa brightens up my day by the positive energy my friends give me. I also love the liveliness my teacher, Mrs. Mitchell, brings into the classroom. But most of all, I can go to school knowing I'll be safe. I'd like to thank my mom, my teacher, and my principal. I will not be here without them. My mom keeps a roof over my head and food on my plate by working hard. Mrs. Mitchell teaches me new things every day, and my principal, Mr. Donahue, who does the most for the school. I am deeply grateful to have them by my side. I am so excited to continue my journey as a CSF scholar in 5th grade and beyond.
My name is Jorge Ortiz. I attend Malden Catholic. I'm a senior and I'm going to graduate this year. I started here when my family moved from Lynn to Somerville, and I started in kindergarten with Miss Toppy, and I was here all throughout my middle school career. But when I was in school here, it was just, I had an excellent time. All my friends and everything, we just all got together and had a lot of fun, and the teachers were really interactive with us, and personally that's the way that I like to learn, when teachers are hands-on and really teach us instead of just reading something off of paper. They cared about you and they wanted to make sure that you were learning and learning the right things. When I was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, the older kids, when I was younger, they would have older kids come down and it would be deer time, drop everything and read. And during those 30 minutes, the older kids, instead of just dropping everything and reading, they would go down and watch those kids and make sure that they were reading and make sure they were behaving in the classroom and doing everything that they had to do. I enjoyed doing it. That was one of my favorite parts of the day, where I could just take a break from school and just really have a connection with the younger kids. Growing up Catholic myself, and being able to go to a school that was also Catholic and teach me those core values that I was also getting taught at home, but also in reinforcing in school was a great experience. And it just meant a lot to me, and it's taught me how to be a better person and a better man. I'm part of La Colaborativa Club and Melbourne Catholic, which is helping communities in Chelsea, those neighboring communities. We have food drives. During Christmas, I participated in the toy drive. It's providing the community with things that they need after COVID, whether it be food, household essentials, toys for their kids on Christmas. That's something that I participated in. When I'm doing something for the community, it just makes me feel alive. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like that. This is what life is really all about. When you go out and you serve your community, it makes everybody feel good. It brings the community up. It's just showing love and care to your community and the people who have served the community before, or the people who wish they could serve the community, and you're just helping them and you're helping yourself be a better person for it. It's always amazing to come back and see all these people that I had a connection with, and they still remember me like it was just yesterday that I was here. And it's just amazing to be able to mean something to somebody else like that. They remember you. I would say I went to St. Teresa, St. Catherine's, and it was just a family. It was really a family. It was a community where we learned and we grew together in mind and spirit, and where we could just be ourselves and grow a bond and be a family together. I think people should support Catholic schools regardless of their religion, regardless of their faith, because it's a community, and everybody here truly cares about each other regardless of who you are, where you come from, or what you believe in. It's deeper than all of that. It's more of a community, it's more of a family. We all really have a deep care for each other. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Jorge Ortiz, and it's a pleasure to be with you all this evening. Like Natalia, my experience at St. Teresa's was amazing, but it was just the start. Moving up to Malden Catholic was exciting, and I'll admit, a little nerve-wracking. My nervousness, however, dissipated as I was welcomed into the Malden Catholic community and given so many new opportunities. I've been able to compete in rugby, swim, and cross country. I am also president of our St. Francis Scholars Program and a proud member of our La Colaborativa Club. One of my most memorable moments at MC was with our La Colaborativa Club this past Christmas. We went to Chelsea and we handed out toys to families in need. When we arrived, hundreds of people were lined up waiting to get gifts for their kids. It was incredible. Handing out gifts made me feel like I was really making a difference, and it felt so good to give back and help others like I was helped in the past. However, none of this would have been possible without your support. Thank you for changing my life and making a difference in my life and in the lives of thousands of other students. While I'm sad to leave MC, I'm looking forward to college and plan on majoring in computer science. Much like I am drawn to helping others, I'm also drawn to solving puzzles with computers. I want to be able to keep giving back, and hopefully I'll make a little money along the way as well. I'm especially thankful to a number of people from Malden Catholic who helped me with mentoring, directions, and invaluable advice. Brother Puccio, Mr. Bacchino, Mr. Hickey, Miss Lee, Mr. Lee Masiello, and Miss Reardon. Thank you all for helping me stay on the right path. And most importantly, thank you, Mom. Thank you for working so hard and sacrificing so much to give my sisters and me a better opportunity in life. I love you so much, Mom. I don't know what the future holds for me, but with St. Teresa's and Malden Catholic as my foundation, I know that the future is full of possibilities.
My name is Jodely Duplan, but everyone in my life calls me JoJo. I graduated from St. Joseph Preparatory High School in the year 2017, and I currently work as a research coordinator for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, where I focus on solid tumors for the pediatric oncology department. Every single teacher that I've had while attending this school has just impacted my life in their own special ways. Miss Toppy, she was my kindergarten teacher. She's the kindergarten teacher. She was just known for whipping the preschoolers into shape and making sure that they knew their letters, knew their numbers, knew their colors, was really on top of it before we were sent off into first grade. She's definitely the strongest influence I've had here. When I was in 7th and 8th grade, I was specifically assigned for this one preschool class for 2 years, so being able to go down and see those kids every day and them just being like, oh my gosh, like, hi JoJo, and I'm like, oh hey, how was this activity today, or like, did you guys enjoy painting today? And just being able to form that sort of bond and realize that I really do love working with children. I know that no matter what I end up doing in this lifetime, it's going to be at the benefit of the pediatric population. That's a non-negotiable for me. And also knowing that this is where it sort of started for me, and how this is the place where everything that I'm focused on and most of the values that I still carry with me now come from here. For my parents, the Catholic faith was definitely a huge, huge thing. If I wasn't here at school, I was in church at youth group. My mom knew what our potential was, and she didn't allow us to do anything less than that. She just recognized that attending Catholic school for me and my brother was just the perfect way to combine the two most important things that she wanted for her children, which was an amazing education on top of remaining good Catholic people for the rest of our lives. There's something about being bonded in knowing each other for basically a good majority, or more like the more formative years of our lives. So the fact that I can sit here at 23 years old and just be like, yeah, like I have friends that I've had for like 15 years, I've known forever. It's just knowing that I'll have those relationships for the rest of my life. And then also just bonding in our faith through all the activities and all the events that we went through and did together while we were here. It's just something that stuck with us forever. Being able to walk through here and everything coming back to me about like how I felt when I was here and like what I learned, and like expecting to just see like some of my old classmates come in again, and like even hearing the morning announcements like while being here, it just felt very nostalgic. Just so many great fond memories while being here. This school is phenomenal. It's one of the greatest blessings I've definitely received while attending Catholic school. Just amazing friendships, amazing mentorships, amazing teachers, amazing bonds, all of it.
Good evening. I am Jodely Duplan, but those near and dear to me know me as JoJo. I stand here before you as a graduate from St. Catherine of Genoa School, now called St. Teresa's, a member of the St. Joseph Preparatory High School class of 2017, and as of May 2021, an alumna of Boston University's Sargent College of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences. Basically, in this lineup of speakers today, you can consider me the ghost of Catholic future. When I think of the aid I was lucky enough to receive, the word freedom comes to mind. My parents had the freedom to choose what kind of education my brother and I would receive. I had the freedom to explore. Thanks to scholarship support, I was able to prioritize giving my best academically, as well as participate in extracurricular activities that piqued my interests. Money that would have gone to tuition payments could now be allocated supporting the cost of buying a team uniform or sending me on a service trip. Your generous support made this possible, so thank you. Along with a stellar education, Catholic school taught me to ask, how do I use my gifts to better the world around me? From a young age, I knew my passion from learning everything there is to know about the human body would lead me into healthcare. Now, as I try to determine my next steps, it's necessary that I figure out how to use that passion to most benefit our community. I will soon be attending nursing school with the ultimate goal of pursuing a career in research as a pediatric oncological nurse practitioner. The ability to serve a population that holds such a special place in my heart, while also tackling the racial bias that is prevalent in scientific research, allows me to indulge in my passion in a way that has a major impact. While Natalia, Jorge, and I may be at different points in our journeys, the values instilled in us in our small school in Somerville are why I can confidently say that my fellow speakers will strive to utilize their gifts in the same way, for the good of their neighbor. It is an honor to be able to express my gratitude to the Catholic Schools Foundation and provide some insight on the outcome of your continued generosity. So again, on behalf of myself, Natalia, Jorge, along with thousands of other CSF scholars, thank you. You changed lives.
Let's hear it for Jojo, Jorge, and Natalia. One more round of applause. Natalia, Jorge, and Jojo. It takes a lot to get up in front of a room like this. There certainly is no doubt that they all have bright futures ahead of themselves. Natalia and Jorge are just two of the nearly 4,000 children who will receive scholarship aid from the Building Minds Scholarship Fund this year, and also represent the tens of thousands who have benefited from this program since its creation. With the generosity of so much of you in this room tonight, without that generosity, it would not have been possible, and you wouldn't see these stories here tonight. Unfortunately, we're going to show you the thermometer. Now's the time. We are so close to $4 million. Look at that, just a little under $75,000 to go. And I think with your help tonight, again, you've got QR codes. They don't lead to drink menus, but they do lead to a way for you to give on your table tonight. And I am confident that we can cross that threshold with your help. If you are here as a guest or have not yet given this year, or if you've already given and would consider making an additional contribution, now is your chance to support students like Jojo, Jorge, and Natalia, and the thousands of others that receive aid from this scholarship fund every year. It's very simple to make a gift online. You just scan that QR code with your device on your table. It'll take you right to the Catholic Schools Foundation website, and you can give that way, enter your information. They take credit cards. You may also use the text to give feature, and to do that, you text the keyword CSF Boston. It's all one word, CSF Boston, followed by a space, and then the amount you want to give, another space, and your name. So if I was going to enter my donation, it would be CSF Boston space Ben Simino space $250, for instance. So go ahead and do that right now. Take out those devices. I don't see enough of those devices out, so grab your phones and either scan the QR code or do text to give. Also tonight, it is 2022, CSF is now accepting cryptocurrency donations. So hope the price doesn't fluctuate too much in the next hour through their partner, Giving Block. I don't know if are we taking Dogecoin, Mike, but Giving Block is also matching all donations made to all their nonprofit partners nationwide up to $10 million. So if you've got crypto to give, good for you, and it'll be doubled tonight. All this information, by the way, is on the screen if you scan that QR code. Every gift, large or small, changes the lives of the thousands of people supported by the Building Minds Scholarship Fund. I hope you'll join me tonight by supporting these amazing students, the ones you just heard from, and the thousands more to come through this program next year and in the years ahead. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of this year's Building Minds Scholarship Fund Annual Celebration, Chris Raimondi. Chris is a member of CSF's Board of Trustees and a partner at Brown Brothers Harriman. Please join me in welcoming Chris.
Hi. It's tough to speak after those cute, adorable, lovely kids. This is the worst spot in the speaking arrangement. But I'm really thrilled to be here. CSF means a lot to myself, my family. I'm joined by my wife, Amy, daughter, Chloe, who's out there. And my whole family couldn't be more proud of this organization and Peter, what you've done over the years. I want to talk a little bit about finance just for a quick second. A lot of finance people here tonight in the audience. Early on in my life, my dad used to make me watch Louis Rukeyser on PBS. You remember it, right? Okay. It was on Friday nights, okay? And I'm not talking like every Friday night. This is Louis. This was reality TV for people who don't like excitement. Okay. But there I was watching it on a really good night for my family. Peter would be on. And that was like, oh my God, Peter was on. That was real excitement. But what my dad was teaching me was to never miss a good investment. And this fund is a great investment. I think it's probably the best investment you can make. If you want to change the world, education is the path. Education's like magic. It solves so many problems, and then it multiplies for generations to come. I'm Chris Raimondi, as Ben mentioned, and I'm this year's dinner chair. My parents, Dorothy and John, are here tonight. They gifted me. I love having them. Someone, Jorge said something about his mother. Everyone has to say something about their mother when they're up on stage like this, right? But they gifted me a great education. I went to St. Catherine's, I went to St. Sebastian's, and then, of course, the excellent Boston College. Some of my roommates are here tonight, so you can thank them for clapping. By being here, though, you are also sharing the impact of education with others. Not only are you gifting magic to these kids that you saw tonight and that you got to welcome in tonight, you're giving them a vote of confidence. You're saying that you believe in them, that you believe that they can make this world a better place, and that's an amazing gift that you're giving. So I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank those watching on the live stream. I pretty much promised to get to 4 million, so if you could help, that would be great. I also want to give a special thanks to my partners. You met Rob here tonight from Brown Brothers. We were so happy to have him lead the Young Professionals group. But all of my partners and colleagues, many of them are here tonight. And your support of CSF for 30 years. We were here right at the beginning and continue to be here today. It makes me so proud. I'm proud to be a part of a unique and such a caring organization. And this year, your leadership gift was just awesome and means so much to me and to all of our children. I want to thank two people who got thanked already tonight, but really deserve a lot of praise. They had to be dinner chairs virtually, the last two. So Mike and Renee Minogue and Ron O'Hanley from State Street did this virtually and raised a ton of money. And it was just incredible. You made my job so much easier. You laid the groundwork for this whole program. So thank you so much for that. Okay, back to investing. I want to give you a little bit about the impact and remind you, as you're hopefully typing into your phone, I want to remind you of what the payback is for your investment. What's your ROI? Last year, as Peter mentioned, our fund raised and awarded nearly 4,000 scholarships at 82 schools. Amazing kids. Hopefully we're going to get to 5,000 someday soon. The past 3 decades, we've distributed over $100 million to 50,000 students. students like you saw tonight. This is the return on investment. 100% of the students in our program go on to graduate high school. That is magic. I mean, you say you want to sponsor a child, that child will go on to graduate high school. It is amazing. Remarkable, 98% of our scholarship participants go on to attend college, extending their education, creating brighter futures for themselves and their families. It is an amazing process, and it's just an unbelievable cause. Each year, as we've mentioned before, we raise around $3 million. This year, we're at $4 million. I hope you'll join me tonight to get over that. Anything that you are able to give is certainly appreciated. Cryptocurrency too. Peter, are you into crypto? Yep, okay, good. So that's going to be doubled. Good, thank you. I want to finally thank, and I'll just have a closing word before we end tonight. I want to thank our board, amazing dinner committee. We've got a number of new members to the dinner committee this year. Thank you for joining. Please come back. We want you as part of this program. Mike Rogers, our board president, thank you. Mike Reardon, who you heard from, our executive director. Gina Rindflesh, who makes this whole thing happen tonight. When we were first planning for this event, we thought 400 people. Right? It's COVID, that's what we'll get. We'll get the thing started again. I think we're about 800 people tonight. Unbelievable turnout. I want to thank our speakers, Natalia, Jorge, Jojo. You are amazing. You're just awesome kids. Sister Janet, congratulations, and thank you so much. So in closing, thank you all again for coming. I want to say our education system, as all of you know, this, as Peter mentioned, this is benefiting some of the most challenging needs in our community. And our system often struggles with that. Our educational system struggles with that. They struggle with children in need and at risk and making them feel safe, as you heard tonight. Yet schools like Mission Grammar and Lawrence Academy and St. Teresa's, Malden Catholic, Cathedral High School, to name just a few, they create an environment where our children are educated, they're known, and they're loved. And that's magic. So thank you. I hope you all have a great evening.
Thank you. Nice job.
Well, thank you, Chris, for your amazing leadership. It is incredible to have 800 people back in the same room again and see everybody in person this year. And again, we are so close to $4 million. If you haven't given, now is the time. Let's show that. Oh, there we go. Look at that. $4,007,276. That is the most that this event has raised in its 32-year history. So next year, it's on to $5 million. There is still time to give even after you leave the room tonight. You want to think about how much you want to give. You get home, the website's open. Just take that QR code, scan it, and leave it open on your phone. There is time. It's truly life-changing. What you do here tonight truly changes lives for thousands of kids across Greater Boston and exposes them. And as Chris pointed out, 100% of these kids go on to graduate high school. They go to amazing colleges, and they go on to live incredible, productive, rewarding lives, thanks to the work that begins here, in this room. So please, give tonight. The instructions are on your table. Thank you all for making this year, this night a success. Thank you for your work over the last 2 years. This could not have been done without everybody's patience and fortitude to keep this going. And we look forward to seeing all of you back here in person next year for the 33rd night. Have a good evening. Drive safe. Happy Easter. Thank you very much.